Flintlock just came out. It's not doing very well. It's got a 3.5 on Metacritic and less than 1,000 players on Steam. It's not doing too hot. It is a Sweet Baby Inc. game, which I don't think really matters because the game is fundamentally broken and is a pretty rough game. I don't think it was ready to be released. We're going to talk about it. I played it for a few hours, and we're going to talk about what I went through.
Wookie, you're so bad.
Now, right out of the gate, I'll say, I do enjoy this world. I do like the premise of the game. I do like some of the ideas in this. I do like the fox god. It's kind of cool. However, when you first start playing, you realize that the camera is like disjointed. It zooms in and out on your character depending on how you move it, the obstacles around it. It is very unnerving. I'm not the only person who went through this. One of my friends had played the game. They said they played for like 30 minutes. The camera was horrible, and they're not playing anymore. The combat is a bit off. Feels like the hitboxes are off, and you have a pistol with powder charges that you can use as a parry, Bloodborne, that gets refilled by doing melee damage. You also have to parry with your melee weapon, which I'm not a huge parry person. I think the most I've parried is Stellar Blade. I'm usually a block or dodge guy. It really felt hard to pull off in the game. It was disjointed or disconnected. It didn't do very well at all. Now, it's obvious they're trying to be a Souls-like game with the points you get and having to use them at a save point to level up. But they added a Devil May Cry style hit multiplier. So if the enemy is just standing there taking hits like a lot of them do, you're not going to get maximum points off of it without doing something like sliding or dodging around them or doing things like that. So it really chains you into one style of gameplay if you're going to be efficient. I don't like games like this. The efficiency should just be defeating the target. I don't care for the stylized stuff. I just want to go in and kill them and move on. And it's not a skill issue. I'm sorry. I have beaten Elden Ring multiple times. I have beaten the DLC. I'm playing Bloodborne. I'm not really having an issue with it. So, yes, I think I'm okay with the skill issue. I've beaten Stellar Blade. So I think we're good. Loser. But as you move through the tutorial, it ends with a giant explosion and you land in a river and you're saved by this fox god. Like I said, I like the idea behind this. I thought this was kind of cool. The fox does look cool as shit. But this is where they introduced the traversal mechanics, your double jump and your powder dodge. Best thing in the game. Works seamlessly. Animations are great. Easy to move around. You're not scared to take jumps. Everything feels flawless and it flows perfectly with the jumping and traversal. Hands down, good part of the game. It's not mind-blowing. It's not spectacular. It just works. But once you get to the traversal tutorial, you go back to the world and you find out what's going to happen here. You're going to go in each town. You're going to clear the town. You're going to clear the baddie. And you're going to go to the coffee shop and free the citizens. Because everybody's in the coffee shop. It's the hub. These people ever leave Starbucks? That's what I want to know. Now, our main character has made a pledge to kill every god, not just the god that killed her friends and her fellow soldiers.
Consider me your chance at redemption.
Your kind ravaged my city, my world, killed everyone I've ever loved. Every breath I take from here on will be spent exacting my revenge on the gods.
But there is like this deity demigod thing running the coffee shop. Why aren't we killing them and why are we buying stuff from them? The character looks cool enough, but it just seemed a little odd that they're cool to be around this person, but they want to kill every god. It was really, really weird. Now, after you clear the first town, you meet her father figure who was caught in the explosion and lost his leg. And they talk about building an army and you have to go to this town where there's a standing army. And they said specifically that it's 2 weeks journey straight through. And instead of like giving us some sort of cinematic of them making the journey or giving us a mission along the way, they just black screen and 2 weeks later, you're at the town. I think this was a missed opportunity for storytelling. You could have at least had a cutscene where they're talking, giving a little bit of character development, but they didn't do any of those things. They just black screened and right to it. Now, after you do your time jump, you learn about this teleportation system, triangle to triangle with the lesser god. It's okay. It's nothing mind-blowing. Like I said, there's nothing mind-blowing in this game. It works. It looks okay. It seems to function as designed. It's just eh. But once you get through the first part of this, you get a rifle. Now, the rifle is meant to be long-range engagements, sniper style, because it doesn't work in close-range combat. You have to load the weapon every time, and there's a perfect reload, and if you mess it up, it really doesn't seem like a penalty to me. I couldn't tell the difference between a perfect and a regular. It didn't seem like it mattered. Maybe on the later guns it will, but it didn't seem to matter at all. Like it just wasn't functioning. Now, there's a cool animation when you headshot somebody. I thought this was pretty cool. I was like, wow, that looks cool as hell. But getting the headshot is damn near impossible. Trying to line up the headshot at a person that's more than, I'd say, 20 feet away from you is almost impossible. Like, so you bump the stick to like move the cursor around to get it on their head. It'll light up red when it's a critical shot. The cursor would just jump from side to side of the person. It's not sensitive enough to do it. I thought my controller was broken, so I exited out of the game, put Call of Duty on, went into the firing range. Nope, controller was perfectly fine. I had no issues. This game is just broken. A core function of the game. This is a player mechanic in the game. Does not work. It is really, really touchy. It shouldn't be that sensitive. It should be a little more forward. Now, I did not go in and play with the settings. I shouldn't have to in the second town. It should be set up enough that you can play with these things without having to change the camera. The camera should only be for preference, not fixing the game.
It's broken.
So I clear the next town. I get to the boss, and he is just spamming spears. That's their difficulty. They spam you with unblockable attacks, unparryable attacks. You have to shoot them with the gun that you have to build up by doing melee. So I'm fighting the boss. Another mob comes around the corner and starts popping shots at me with a pistol, and I die. Okay, so when I go back to the boss, I lead him over to a spot that I had previously cleared out, so I knew there would be no mobs there. So it just mean him could fight, and he gets stuck. He completely does not have the ability to track me. He freezes in place, and when you hit him with the wolf attack, he just slides over to where you're standing. He doesn't walk. He glides across the ground. It is very, very broken. Once you hit him enough times with the fox attack, he goes purple. You can go in for what they call a finisher, which for him, it doesn't work. You have to do it like 3 times because he has like 3 health bars. So, one, the guy spams unblockable attacks, and he has 3 health bars. As a second boss, this is stupid. I understand him having armor on and knocking the armor off and then doing damage to him, but no, you can't even do that. Get him killed, finish the area up, go to the coffee shop, you do some flying around town, and then I see a random mob of enemies, and I'm like, okay, let's try this again, and I double jump onto a rock, and they all freeze. The basic enemies nor the bosses can track you properly. You can just stand up on top of something and spam them with the fox attack until it's time to kill them. It really, really is broken. This game is not complete. It is jarringly not complete. I don't even know why they released this game. There is some stuff that looks cool on it, but looks are not gameplay. Sweet Baby's influence on this will reach 0 people because no one is going to play this game more than 3 hours. You're going to get stuck. They're going to find stuff doesn't work, and they're going to become frustrated, and they're going to quit. I don't care if the game's woke. It's not even good enough to play. The only people that are going to play this is because there is a POC in the lead. And those kinds of people can sit here and play this and leave my other games alone. If you want to play a broken game because of your feelings, you're more than welcome to. Like I said, the only thing that's good in this game is the traversal is decent. The fox looks cool. But that's it. The rest of this game is just straight up junk.